All right, there we go. We got our recording going. And let's see, what's today? February 13th, almost Valentine's Day. So hard to believe we're already coming into the end of the first quarter. Scary. Anyway, there's a few things I wanted to cover here. Some stuff's been coming in over email, some questions, stuff like that, related to Kartra, eCommerce, all that kind of good stuff. If there's something else you want me to focus on, just feel free to hop on out and let me know what you need. But anyway, let's start with commerce. Somebody was asking me about optimizing for commerce, using site pop on commerce. Was that you, John, that was asking about that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I made a note of it here to kind of cover the strategy for that. And with commerce, a lot of times what happens is you need thousands of keywords. So trying to do an optimization for thousands of keywords can cost thousands of dollars. And it sometimes is not very effective. What I like to do on commerce sites is either focus on the a little bit broader out on the range, or on the high dollar products. Because if you look at, like, in a commerce store, there's always high dollar items, and then there's, a lot of times there's low dollar items. And take a hardware store, for instance. If you're selling, like, nuts and bolts in a hardware store in an e-commerce situation, you can't really afford to spend a lot of money to sell, a penny product. So you have to be careful with the strategy when you're dealing with strategy for an e-commerce optimization. So anyway, another thing too, relating to strategy, whether it's an e-commerce store or not, your main primary goal in your optimization should be to build a list, not necessarily to sell a product. Yes, it's true. If somebody knows the product they're actually looking for and they're searching for it and you can connect the dots, yeah, that's a match made in heaven. But normally that's not really the case of what's going on. So it's, strategically, it's a fine line of where you want to focus your efforts. If you've got high dollar items and there's a lot of people searching for them, that might be worth burying some investment in. But if you don't, if you're just trying to just generally scale up a commerce site, what you want to do is you want to find out the common goal interests of the people that are coming to that site and for the types of things that they're purchasing. And you want to build a list. That should be your primary functional goal, is to build a list off of your traffic. So figuring out why they want the products, what they're there for, what they might need, and figuring out a really good lead magnet for them to get them to opt in, and then market the products to them. You can sell them products over a very long period of time once you get them onto your list. Another thing, I work with quite a few people that are in commerce and in different areas, different niches, anything from pharmaceuticals to aerospace hardware. And the one common thing I see is generally people that are in that type of industry, they are what I consider manufacturers. I just call them that. That's kind of a segment of business that I really like to focus on, is manufacturers. But in that classification, those manufacturers are not focused on marketing. They're focused on running their business. So when they're running their business, they're not marketing, and they've got a list. They've, some of them have been selling products for 20, 30, 40 years. They've got a massive database of customers, and they're not reaching out to them. And that is just, they could probably double or triple their sales annually just by doing that. And they're not doing it. and it just drives me absolutely out of my mind. You know, they come and they want to talk about, you know, optimization, and I'm like, really? You've got gold sitting right in the palm of your hand. Why don't you use that first? Make a ton of money, and then, you know, reinvest that money into SEO, or you know, vice versa, whatever you want to do. But they missed the ball. I can't tell you how much is left on the table from people either not generating a list or not marketing to that list.
Yeah, John. I'm working with a lady at the moment who's selling Amazon products.
Okay.
My main focus is woodworking tools, and she's the first client I've had that's got several thousand products. Mostly I'm promoting a solicitor, or I'm promoting a machinery manufacturer, and that's the easy stuff. You know what to focus on. But
Sure.
well, I looked at her website yesterday, and she's got about I don't know, about sort of 100 sections of it, and she's using SitePop already. And I thought, well, yeah, she's asking me what do I focus on. I haven't got a bloody clue, mate.
Well, as far as that, like, if you know, like we said, you can't focus on thousands of products in
No.
SitePop. What you want to do is you want to figure out, your SitePop connects the dots really, really good for Google. So if you look at, like, let's say you take that site and you run it in SEMrush and see what Google thinks about it. Like, what is Google ranking that site highly for? And if it's good, if it's in alignment, then you're cool. If it's not, if it's like prioritizing you for things that are not what you want, not what you think it should be, that's where SitePop can really help connect the dots. So if you've got an issue of, you know, I call it an identity issue. If Google is identifying you for something different than you want to be identified for, then let SitePop do that. Let it fix that problem. I had that myself on my Internet Dominators site. I think I've talked about this in the past. I had a big commerce store on the site many, many years ago, and Google was still ranking me for stuff like scrapbooking supplies. And you know, water sports equipment and all kinds of crap that we haven't had on that site for probably 10 years, and it was still associating us with that. And after running SitePop for a few months, it's actually gotten rid of all of that. There's not a single listing for anything out of the ordinary for us now. So that's
I was thinking, like, some of the things she's selling are quite high priced items, like $2,000–3,000 on Amazon.
okay.
And I was wondering whether it might be an idea to just get her to focus on trying to push those pages on SitePop for the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of strategies for that. You know, you could focus on the high dollar products. I would prefer to do products that are already ranking, you know, at least in the top 40 or 50. If not, what I would do is I would focus more on the brand. I would focus on, you know, pushing the brand up, connecting the brand to the keywords, and just getting that traction in place. Because what happens, especially with a commerce site, if they've got, you know, thousands or tens of thousands of items and SKU numbers, they have a ton of content. And it's all like real specific, real relevant content, because each page is about a particular item. So it's got a SKU number, it's got a product name, it's very, very specific to that product. So once Google establishes authority within your domain, it's going to start giving more priority to all those thousands of pages, and your rank is going to come up on hundreds, if not thousands, of keywords. So you don't have to do optimization on all those keywords to get benefit from optimization. Your primary goal there is to build the authority of the domain, so Google rises the tide for all the keywords.
Okay.
But like I said, if you've got like high dollar keywords, that's where SEO makes sense. SEO doesn't make a lot of sense in low dollar stuff. Like you know, a lot of people are focused on doing SEO for small businesses. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't make sense. the small business owner doesn't have the budget. They are not going to make the money on the sales to generate the revenue to even pay for it. So, there's got to be a few things in place for SEO to make sense. And when it does, it really does. But when it doesn't, it's like anything else. There's a lot of different things that we can do in marketing that don't move us forward. And you got to be focused on the right stuff. So, you've got to look at what's the sale. Is it a high ticket item, or is it going to lead to a high ticket item? Like a lot of times I'll focus on a front end sale that's a smaller sale, but my goal really is, it's not really to sell the small item. The goal is to get them turned into a customer so we can market the bigger item to them. So again, all of business and all of marketing and all of that it's a strategic play. What's your end goal? If your end goal is to sell a $10,000 thing, a lot of times that's not the first bite. Sometimes we got to sell them a smaller thing and then move them in, educate them, get them into that position where they actually want the bigger thing and they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to educate the client at the moment.
Yeah, sometimes that's a hard proposition.
Thanks for answering that.
Yeah, no, client expectations, like that's the most, probably if I were to put a value on all the things that I do that has made me successful throughout the years, managing client expectations has been probably one of the biggest. And clients value you so much when you do that, because really you're just telling the truth. And when you do that, you become more of a valued consultant than just a salesperson trying to sell them something. If the old saying, if all you've got is a hammer, everything starts looking like a nail. Clients don't like that. They feel that too. Like when you're just hammering them into one corner, they feel like the nail and they feel like all you've got is a hammer. I have gotten so much business out of turning someone away from what they thought they wanted. It's crazy. Like, I can't tell you how many people over the years have come to me for SEO, and I look at what they're doing, and I'll tell them, hey, I don't think SEO is right for you. And they're like, well, what do you sell? And I said, well, I sell SEO, but I don't think it's right for you. And they're like, really? Because they're not used to that. They're used to going into meetings and having presentations to them that's really not necessarily in their best interest. It's in the best interest of whoever's trying to sell them something. And I have, every time I've done that, business comes back to me like tenfold. Either they refer me out or they come back to me with something I can do for them, or they position themselves in a position where I can actually help them. So there's just an incredible amount of goodwill that comes back around from being honest with clients. So that's just, something to think about. I know this isn't our reseller call, but I think that's important for anyone, because if you treat your clients like that, they're going to bond with you and they're going to buy your stuff, or they're going to buy whatever you refer or you recommend. A lot of times, there's a lot of money in our business that is not from what we do. If you think about it, like the timeline thing is so powerful in the whole marketing scheme, because what happens when we fulfill? The client needs something else. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to create it, but if we connect the dots, we're already a trusted source. When we take somebody to the goal line and they score, they're going to want to do it again. And if that's with someone else, then make the connection and make the referral and make the commission. And then that's what they call mailbox money. That's where you get free money just for, making a connection. That's a really good thing to have in your business. So, so anyway, kind of looping back to the whole commerce, um, it's important to not focus on small sales when you're doing SEO. Focus on building the list, market to the list throughout the year. There's a ton of marketing opportunities throughout the year that most people, myself included, don't take advantage of. There's one tomorrow. It's called Valentine's Day. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, you could always give someone a sweetheart deal. You know, that's marketing. That's connecting the dots. That's a big idea. That's connecting something in an intriguing way that they've never heard before. You know, like I could send an email out and offer, you know, a sweetheart SEO deal. And people are like, well, what's that? Yeah. You know, if they're interested in SEO, they're going to be interested. Whoa, what's that? I've never heard of that before. Is it something different? No, it's just a good deal because it's Valentine's Day and I'm, you know, I'm being cool with everybody. So, but you have opportunities every month. Every month, if you look at a calendar, like go to Google and put holidays in, you'll see there's not one month out of the year that there's not a holiday somewhere in it. A lot of times there's multiple holidays, you know, and it's stuff we don't really even think about a lot. You know, you've got Cinco de Mayo, you've got St. Patrick's Day, you've got, you know, President's Day, Valentine's Day. You got all these things that, you know, we just don't really think about. Think about the big ones. We think about Black Friday, you know, around Thanksgiving. We think about New Year's, Christmas. But, you know, most people, that's where they end. That's where they drop the ball. There's opportunities every month of the year. So that's definitely something to consider. I had other questions too about Kartra specifically, about the custom names and the different levels that you can get into and what's involved. And I just had somebody yesterday, I was recommending that they go into the starter package and they're like, oh no, I don't want the starter package. I want the silver package. And I'm like, well, you're not there yet. You're just you can always go up. So here again, this is my recommendation. And sometimes they won't take your recommendation, and that's okay. Perfectly fine. Let them do what they want to do, but be there and be the truth for them. And this is the truth for anybody. Yeah, I make bigger commissions when I sell a higher package in Kartra. I just don't feel it's the right thing to do unless it's necessary. I would rather see them get in at a lower level, pay less, scale up. They'll eventually get there and I'll get paid anyway. So the starter level in Kartra gives you everything. Everything Kartra has, it gives you. It just gives you a limited amount until you upgrade. So one of the things that a lot of people are interested in is the custom domain names. And what this is where you can connect your domain to Kartra, and you can have all the Kartra stuff published on your domain. It's really easy to do. It's a little bit daunting for some people because it requires changing a DNS record. And everybody's like, oh God, I don't want to touch that. But it's not that hard to do. And if you don't know how to do it, all you have to do is either call your hosting provider or your domain registry, whoever's hosting your DNS records. And it's as simple as telling them, I need a CNAME record set up that points this domain or this subdomain to this Kartra address. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's literally one thing that you paste in and hit update. Really, really simple. Now on the starter package, Kartra allows you one of those. So you could have one custom domain running all your Kartra stuff. For me personally, unless I'm running an entire site on Kartra, I prefer to run my custom domains on a subdomain. Like you'll notice on my Internet Dominator site, all my Kartra pages are hosted on the subdomain dominators.internetdominators.com. So I run that on that subdomain. So it doesn't take over my whole website. I can still have my website in WordPress, have all the custom functionality and everything for my website. And then when I want the Kartra pages, I just link to that domain and then back again.
Like
So
John, I got a quick question on that because so what about emails, sending out emails? You don't want to have an email sending out as demo.callierawson.com or formfollowup.com. I set up, I just put the link into the chat area, but I created a site called Form Follow-Up so that we can use this to send out emails. And how does the email outbound look, and what is it? What is the deliverability rate on that?
Sure. Inside Kartra, they've got what's called the Kartra Mail module under integrations. So what you do, by default, you have Kartra Mail, and it goes out from whatever your username is at Kartra.com. Most people don't want that, and I don't either. So you go in and you configure your Kartra Mail account, and you can put in whatever email address you want as the sender and the reply to. Like I use John at Internet Dominators. That's my regular email address. So I set one up for that. You can actually set up, if you're running multiple companies from within one Kartra account, you can create multiple email accounts in Kartra, in the Kartra Mail module. You just go add new, just add a new one. And then you can have multiple emails. And that way, when you're setting up your campaign, it's going to ask you which email account is connected with this.
So would I send up a separate email address for each campaign? So say, for instance, I've got a client that does it's called functional fitness, and I want to set up a follow-up form just to get started because we only have one domain with the starter package. Can I do functional fitness at followupform.com, and then that would at least land in the customer's email box that would signify that that's from functional fitness on their campaign?
Okay, well, let me just clarify this. The emails and the domains are two different things. So when they say you get one domain, that's a custom domain where you can publish your Kartra pages. The email's totally different. So you can create multiple email accounts within your Kartra account. And what I would do, I wouldn't create, like, if it's for the same customer, I wouldn't create a different email address for each account. No, or for each landing page. I would create one email per client. Like if, let's say you're running 4 clients inside Kartra and you're creating landing pages, opt-in sequences, and you need an email to reply to all that stuff, I would create one per client. And then that one email address would work on all their landing pages, all their campaigns, all of that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll have a can of worms if you just, start creating a bunch of email addresses. Then you got different accounts to check, and that just creates a can of worms.
But I can forward that to the customer if it says, say functional fitness, the form capture for whatever it is would then go to their email address, like Jessica at functional fitness, and she would be able to see that people are responding to her campaign.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So that's under the communications tab, or actually it's under integration rather. When you go under the integration tab, that's where you set up your all of your different integrations.
Yeah.
Let's see here, and it is called Kartra Mail.
Okay, and that's basically an SMTP connection.
Yeah, you don't really have to set up an SMTP for it. It runs through the Kartra servers. The other thing that you can do too, they have another mail program in there, and this might be more effective for you for doing that. It's called SendGrid. And you can create create multiple integrations inside SendGrid too. And basically, when you create a SendGrid account, they give you an API for it, and then you can connect multiple email addresses that way as well. So there's
campaign or per customer.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much is that per month?
SendGrid is pretty inexpensive. I think they actually have a free version of it if you're just using it in a light mode. But then I think Gary got it because he got in trouble with Kartra by sending spam. So they wouldn't allow him to use his the Kartra mail, so he had to get a SendGrid account. And I think he told me it was like $9 a month.
So what about like MailChimp? Does that work with
yeah,
Kartra?
you can actually, let me see if MailChimp is an option in there. Let's see. They don't have MailChimp as a formal integration, but you can integrate it through Zapier. Zapier or Zapier, whatever you call that. But another thing too, you can have multiple PayPal accounts, you can have multiple authorized net accounts. Like you can have like all the sales coming through one funnel going into a particular bank account, and then the other sales from another funnel going into another bank account.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, so you can literally run multiple companies out of one Kartra account.
So this actually might work for another client that's very frustrated with Infusionsoft and their campaigns. Once I create a bunch of campaigns though for them and they like it, can I export those campaigns into their own Kartra account?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you go under the campaigns tab and you can build a campaign out of any assets in your Kartra account. And what it does, it bundles it up as a package, and then you can transfer that package to another account.
And then what about all of their tags and existing, communications?
That stuff, I'm not sure if it will take all of that with it. I don't think it does. I don't think it takes the data. It just takes the shell of the account. But I believe you can export all of that stuff. Like any client data, they have an export for client data. So you could export that and import that into the other one.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, I had a couple other questions about getting the word out or explaining the concept to clients, because having a funnel concept has been difficult to explain to some people. Some people get it immediately, but is there any PowerPoint or tools that Kartra uses now that we're signed up for Kartra?
I'm not sure. You could look, if you look in their affiliate section, they have a bunch of different affiliate links now for different offers, like different lead magnets, different angles to bring people in for different things. And they might actually have that already. I think they've got a lot of custom videos and stuff for that. But like, if you're trying to sell a marketing funnel, the desired outcome of that is more sales. So that's really the conversation. And the conversation would go something like this: if you want to get more sales in your business, the way that you can do that without spending any more money is by converting more of the existing people that are coming to your site. So already they're interested. They're like, oh wow, I could make more without spending more. That's really cool. And they say, how do you do that? And you say you can do that by increasing your conversion. And you do that by having a sales funnel or a marketing funnel in place that can automatically give every person that comes to your website this stellar experience that will create demand and desire, grab their attention, create demand and desire, eliminate objections, and make an offer all on autopilot while you sleep.
That's what they would love to have, but the objection that I received when I presented this is that, well, our customers are Fortune 100 companies, and their customers are literally the decision makers of those companies that make the decision of where to have their event. So
Okay.
how do I reach and have, or their assistant be able to make a decision on this? Because these are very high-end clients.
Okay, so your goal in that funnel for you is not really, your goal is not really to reach the sale. Your goal is to make the connection. So for your funnel, that's what you want. You want to get in front of the right person. That's like your conversion. That's your sale. And then you know, you're right. There's certain situations where people don't buy particular items online, especially high ticket items. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't think too many people are going onto the Mercedes dealer website and just ordering the car, right?
Yeah.
They're going to want to go do that in person. Generally, when somebody's going to write a big check, that's a one-on-one connected sale.
Uh-huh.
So your goal there is, if you don't get the appointment, if you don't get that one-on-one time, your sales volume is going to be very low because you're just not getting the opportunity. So you need to build a sales funnel to get you that opportunity. And basically any funnel, any sales funnel, I don't care what it is or what you're selling, it needs to be based on a real life scenario that works in the real world.
Yeah, they basically have high-end people, connect with people on LinkedIn and follow up with a phone call and then an in-person meeting to set up for this event that they're going to drop 100 grand into
Yeah.
for a event.
Yeah. So you could create a simple funnel for that had, like, you know, little teaser videos, maybe 30-second videos telling them why they want to have this appointment with you.
Okay.
And then leading them to a scheduler to schedule that appointment. And really for you, that's your conversion. If you had somebody hit your website, went through that process and was so excited they scheduled an appointment with you, that's your sale. You just made a sale. That's a conversion on your funnel. Now you're in the door. Now you've got the appointment. Now you can go in face to face and make the big sale.
Okay. So I'll basically, is there a done for you campaign that you would recommend that I can explain or show that?
I was actually just in there. Let me see if I'll share my screen here so you can see inside the Kartra account, so you see what we're talking about here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about with integrations. Like you can see, I've got multiple authorized net accounts dropping money into different bank accounts. Same thing with PayPal. I've got different PayPal accounts. This is the Kartra mail I was talking about.
Yeah.
There's a Twilio connection, so if you want to do SMS connections, you can do that. And you can do multiple. You see how I already have one here where it says create integration. I could create another one. So you can create multiple accounts in here. And there's the SendGrid one, and then the Zapier. Now under campaigns, I just talked about this, where you can create a campaign. You can basically hit create campaign over here, and you'll see I've created a few of them here. Like I've got one that's a webinar registration. That's basically, that's my funnel that I do webinars with. I've got a membership one here, and you can see how many assets are in these. Here's the one that I give out to the agency owners when they buy a site pop as an agency. There's 14 assets for that local SEO booster campaign. So you can create these, and then you can send these to someone's account. Like here, when you hit the share button, you have to agree that you own it. You're not sharing something from somebody else. But you can send this right into a specific user's account. You just have to know their Kartra email or username. And I could send this right into your account, like right now. The other thing is there's a share code, and I could copy this and I could just share that with somebody, and then they could load it up. So guess what, that share code, guess what I could do with that? I could use that as a lead magnet. I could say, hey, I've got this webinar campaign, I'll give it to you. Just go ahead and download it here. And they opt in, and then my opt-in thank you page gives them that share code. So that makes a perfect lead magnet for somebody that is a ideal client for Kartra. So if you guys want to create a campaign where you can basically push people into Kartra and get the referral fee, even for the starter package, they pay 40%. So that's like $40 a month. You could literally create a really nice business off of just giving away templates. Like,
so which one would that be? The attention grabber, did you say?
you could give away any of them.
Oh.
Like let's say, here's one, the membership site. Let's say I went into Craig's group. I know a lot of people in Craig's group are looking for membership sites. The problem is they're too complicated, they're too costly, and it's a big commitment. What if I walked in there and I said, hey, anybody in the room want a free membership site? If I were to just give you a template and you can have it for free. It runs on Kartra, which is, 98 bucks a month or 97 bucks a month. Any takers? Let's say I gave 10 of them away. Craig's usually got 100 people in the room. 10% of them raise their hand. Yeah, I would love that. I'd pay 97 bucks a month for a system that would run an entire membership site for me and allow me to easily edit it. That I just created a $400 a month income by giving away 10 free templates.
So does the client fill in their own information in the template?
Correct. Yeah, they would. It's just it's a framework. It's like they just upload their content into the membership site, and they've got a shopping cart to take the orders. They've got a landing page to make the offer. They've got all the stuff all built right into it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have two people actually that want that, so I can
Yeah.
just click on that and send them an email.
And these
That link. Okay.
check this out. Kartra has done an amazing job to make this so easy for you. I can't believe not more people are taking advantage of it. See this tab right here, done for you? These are my campaigns. I actually created these. What Kartra's done under the done for you, look at these cool campaigns they've got. These are all created for free for you to use or for you to give away as lead magnets.
Wow.
That's what I was showing Dan the other day, my business partner, and he was like, awesome.
Yeah,
but
like
the
master.
problem is we need to be able to walk into a meeting with a PowerPoint. Sometimes they don't have time to see a computer presentation or video.
Yeah.
But
like this master class, it says a webinar-like campaign for cold traffic. So what this is that's packaged as master class because that's the hot buzzword right now. Everybody wants to put on a master class because they found out people, they got immune to webinar. So it's the same thing. They're just using a different big idea. Oh, let's have a master class. People are tired of webinars. So let's have a master class. It's the same thing. It's the same shell. So they've got the master class template here. Now here's the selling item here. I'll run the video and hopefully you guys can hear this.
Hello, fellow Kartranauts. This is the masterclass campaign. It's very similar to a webinar campaign, but it doesn't require webinar software. It's also quite similar to an on-demand training, which is what Frank Kern has used very effectively in his marketing. Basically what it does is takes cold traffic, sends it to a registration page that looks kind of like a webinar registration page, and then once they register, they're added to a list and dropped onto the presentation page. On that presentation page, you give your VSL or your masterclass, and then towards the end of it, a call to action pops up below the video. You set it to appear at the right time. And if people do not finish the masterclass, This reminder sequence will send them back to the presentation page until they do finish it. And once they do, the sequence also offers as a warm-up sequence to give them more information to know, like, and trust you, and also remind them of the offer that was made on this presentation page. That call to action button that is on the presentation page leads to a product checkout page where they can buy your product, and then a thank you page afterwards where they can download or otherwise be thanked for their purchase. Very simple yet very effective campaign. Have fun using it.
So there's your sales presentation right there.
That's awesome. So, John, one other question on that. Can you pass variables like first name to the thank you page within Kartra to say, thank you, John, for registering. We will follow up with you shortly to receive an email. Is that possible to do that?
I believe you can. I haven't done it myself personally yet, but I believe that you can. It's got all the variables. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can do that. But these things, you know, here's a consulting campaign, and same thing. They've got a little video for each one of them.
This is the consulting campaign, made famous by Tripwire's client acquisition system. It's a simple campaign, very similar to the masterclass campaign, which can also be found in the Done For You area. Cold leads are directed to a reservation page to watch a presentation video. From there, they're added to a list and redirected to the presentation page where you determine if they watch the entire presentation or not. Based on whether they watch the presentation or not, the lead is subscribed to a reminder sequence with a time-limited offer for a consultation call. If they choose to schedule a call, they are sent to a calendar. Finally, once they book an appointment with you, they are brought to a thank you page.
Yeah, so that's more one like what you're talking about for getting them scheduled.
Yeah.
So they've got all of these free templates. If
That was the
you
consulting?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that was the consulting one. But they've got a Tripwire campaign, a lead magnet campaign, a product launch campaign, and you can see how complicated they are by how many assets there are. Like the Tripwire campaign, there's 27 assets in that one. So that's a little more involved of a campaign.
This is the Tripwire Done For You campaign. It's an optional lead magnet where you offer your product for free or for $1 and a nominal amount for shipping. You then direct the lead to a one-time offer, a downsell, and then on to 3 additional product offers. This campaign takes your traffic first to an opt-in to capture their email, then to a sales page where you collect the shipping information about your customers, and they provide their billing details. Once they purchase, they are then automatically placed into a follow-up sequence. After purchasing your offer, they are redirected to a one-time offer page/upsell. If they purchase the upsell, they are then redirected to your offer wall where they can purchase additional offers. If they don't purchase the upsell, they are then directed to your downsell page. If they purchase this, then they go to your offer wall. After all is said and done, they are then sent to your final thank you page.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean,
Can you download that video? Is there a way to download that, just a video to explain that? Because that in and of itself would be valuable. Where do I download the video?
Yeah, I was just actually doing that last night. I've got, I think, 5 of these over here that I downloaded.
This is the lead
Perfect.
campaign.
That's that's all I need right there. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's because explaining that instead of having them log into Kartra or sitting down and walking them through, that's what I need, a video that explains the campaign.
Yeah, that's I'm actually setting this up as a campaign for Tammy, who's in the apprentice program. And that's why I was downloading the videos. I'm going to actually set up a campaign for her where she can give these things away. And, that's what's going to generate revenue for her. I told her, I asked her, I said, do you think over the next 2 years, if we build a campaign for you, do you believe that over the next 2 years, you could give away 2,000 of these or 1,000 over 2 years? So basically 500 of these a year. Could you give these away? Could you find people that wanted a Tripwire funnel? Could you find people that want a membership site? Could you find people that want a squeeze page campaign and give it to them for free? Do you think you could give 1,000 of those away in the next 2 years? Was my question I posed to her. She said, yeah, absolutely. I can do that. And I said, well, what that will do for you, if you do that, that will generate a $40,000 a month income for you. Simple math.
Wow.
It's back to the freedom formula. $40 a month times 1,000, that's $40,000 a month by giving away free stuff.
So I have a question. In the campaign, is there a link that you send that link to this specific free campaign? And when the person clicks on it and it brings them to Kartra and they sign up for it, I mean, how do you keep track of, like, you're saying that you're downloading the video. So if you download the video and you send it to a client, how do they,
Well,
how do you keep track if they sign up?
So what I'm doing, I'm basically creating one of these. I'm taking, let's see, which one of these am I using? Like, you could use the simple list builder. And basically you're offering the free thing, which is, hey, I can give you a free funnel. I'll give you a free funnel template. Like, let's say they want a membership campaign. Say, hey, I can give you a free funnel to sell your membership site, and it has the template for the membership site built right into it. Everything, the shopping cart, the follow-up sequence, everything is all done for you. All you have to do is plug your information in, and it's done. And you have a fully functioning membership site with a sales page, a front end, the whole thing. So when they say, yes, I would like that, they opt into my Kartra webinar or my Kartra opt-in box. Now they're on my list. I give them the thank you page that had that share code. This is how you share, this is how you get the template. Here's my affiliate link where you can sign up for the Kartra account. And that way they sign up for the Kartra account. Then they have the share link to import the template. And then you can tell them, by the way, I'll give you all these other 12 templates for free too. And that's how you can really spawn them to actually sign up and actually do it. They're getting so much massive value. They sign up, now they're hooked. Now what you might want to do, think about that. You just solved their first problem. Their timeline is done. They have the system. Now they're going to be in overwhelm like everyone else. When you buy something new, it's like, oh God, now I got to do something. Even though it's a minimal thing, if you know how to set the campaigns up, which is pretty easy to do, you could say, hey, for a couple $100, I will spend an hour with you. I'll walk you through the system. I'll help you set up your email, set up your PayPal account, get your account all dialed in so you're up and running. So now you've made a second sale.
Basically do what I did for you just last night. I set up that one form follow-up for Callie in like less than an hour.
Yeah.
Or 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another service that you can offer them. You can offer them, once they're in business, once they're online, you can offer them service after service after service. They probably need web development done. They probably need hosting for the website. They need SEO. They need marketing, services. Think about that. Once somebody's got a membership site up, they got something to sell. What's the next problem? They need to sell it. So now you can sell them marketing services and paid traffic and all kinds of stuff. You've created a customer for life that will give you a boatload of money over the next 20 years.
So that's the next question, is that that high-end customer, when they approached us, they said, well, what we really need is search engine optimization for our site. And I went to their website, and there's no call to action at all. It's just a bunch of great pictures and a contact. So my first thing is, well, how do you get people to sign the dotted line or sign up? And they said, oh, well, we'll meet them in person, and we talk to them. They're usually here in LA, or we fly out to Vegas.
Yeah,
we're like,
And they,
well, what if you could show them and get them signed up online? They're like,
Without
oh,
meeting in
they
person.
don't do that. Nobody does that. Like, well, maybe they would. I don't know.
yeah.
But
But they'll need a video of
they'll
what they've
need to
done.
have, I just need to explain to them how a funnel works.
Yeah.
That's
Here's the other thing too. When you create, like, let's say you create a form over here and you want to create an ad campaign, you can integrate that right into your website. Like I'll show you on my site here, on the Internet Dominators site. What I'm offering here is a free 15-minute marketing review and strategy session. That's an offer. That's a call to action above the page. What do you think this thing links to? It's a Kartra funnel.
Your calendar.
So when I click that, this is my Kartra opt-in. That is purely Kartra. It's integrated right into my website.
And that's a WordPress site?
This is a WordPress site, yes. Okay. So this button, when you generate a form in Kartra, you can say, I want to host this on my own website, and it'll just give you the little JavaScript to create this button. Then you just drop it right into your WordPress site, and the button is created.
Yeah.
And that, as soon as somebody opts in there, it drops them into my database, it tags them, the thank you page sends them to the scheduler so they can schedule the appointment. It's all completely automated. Like I have scheduled appointments that just show up in my calendar from people that come onto this page. It's pretty cool. Another thing I wanted to show you guys that I've been using that has been it's been getting me more interaction with customers is this leave a voicemail button. I actually allow them to leave me a voicemail instead of typing an email. So when they click that, it says, send a voice message to John Limbacher. Is your microphone ready? They click record, and they can just literally talk to me, hit send, and it shows up in my email box.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can I set that up for, just put that in as JavaScript into another client's WordPress site or whatever?
Yeah, you can create. In fact, this is one of the things I'm going to offer out to the resellers. If you want to supply this as a service, you could sell this as a monthly service.
Yeah, that's awesome. I noticed that there's also a handicapped thing up there on the left. I've been getting calls from people saying that if I don't have something that's ADA compliant, that I'm going to get sued, or my customers are going to get sued.
That's correct. Let me show you what I've got down here. This is for everybody. Anyone that is collecting information online with the intent to do business needs to comply with federal regulations. I know, John, you're in Australia. You might have different guidelines and stuff, which I'm sure you do, but you need to figure that out so you're compliant.
Ours will be worse than yours.
Yeah, I know the EU. Oh my God, they're like the worst of all. But you need to have a privacy policy. You need to have a terms of use for your site. Like people that come onto your site, they need to, by default, comply with your terms of use, which protects you. If you're selling anything, you better have an earnings disclaimer. If you're using testimonials or any kind of results, you need to have these disclaimers. This is an article about the new FTC rules that actually talks about all this stuff. And now, with the handicap thing, the ADA compliance, you need to have an ADA compliance statement on your site telling how your site is compliant with ADA regulations. And it's okay to not be compliant on any one point. All you have to do is say, we're working on that. We acknowledge it, we're working on it. So you don't have to be completely compliant. You just have to acknowledge it and say, we're working on it. That's it. That makes you compliant.
Okay, good, because the guy made it sound like if I don't get this up and going, and he's going to have a special package of charging $1,000 per client, that all of our clients are going to get sued by these legal trolls or lawsuit happy lawyers that come after companies that actually have some deep pockets.
Yeah, now that's a ripoff. I actually bought an agency version of this software, and it's really cool. When they click the little button here for the little handicap button, what it does, it'll allow them to magnify things on the page. It'll highlight links in the way that a blind person can see them. It does
Yeah.
all this stuff for you. Like it'll increase the size of the cursor so they can see it easier. Uh, the display, it almost gives it night vision, because some people, the contrast is too much for them to see like this dark to white. That wouldn't be good for a handicapped person.
Yeah. So is that an additional plugin from Kartra?
No, this doesn't have anything to do with Kartra. It's a manufacturer that created the system. So what it is, you can assign a client to it, and then you go in and you configure the client. Like you look at all the stuff that they're complying for and they're not. You just set up their regulations, and then it spits out the compliancy statement. And
how
same
much does
thing.
that cost to the customer? Or how much could we charge our customers for that?
You can charge your customers whatever you want for it. You could charge them annually, you could charge them monthly, whatever. I'll be selling it at a one-time thing. I haven't really decided on the price, but probably about 25 bucks a client, one time.
Per month or
No,
one time?
One time. And then you could turn around and sell it to them monthly if you want. You could do whatever you want with it.
Okay, yeah, because one of our clients is a audiologist, and she would definitely sort of pay extra for that. But ultimately,
One of the things you could do too, you could say, normally this is, $49 a month, but we have a special where, we'll give you a lifetime of it for, $4.99 or whatever.
yeah, and then mark it up from the
And then,
25 bucks. So
yeah,
our cost from you would be 25 bucks or something?
Yeah, something like that. Might even be cheaper. This one here, this FTC Guardian, this is a great service, and it's a great affiliate program too. You can make a ton of money off this one. I've got a special deal with them that I've cut where I can offer to my customers a lifetime supply of that. I think it's like $4.97, and I think they give you 40% of it too.
What is FTC?
FTC is Federal Trade Commission.
Oh,
So that's the one that you have to comply with all this stuff. The problem is they change the rules all the time. This service here, when you buy the service, they give you a widget. You create your account. You basically check off some boxes, and then they'll create your privacy policy and all this stuff. And then they'll keep it. When things change, they update it. And then down at the bottom, you'll see that materials, when things were modified. And this Chip Cooper guy, this is actually an internet attorney that does this. This is his service. And then they'll see, okay, he's a verified member. So that means an actual attorney wrote this, and there's an attorney behind it to protect you. So typically people won't mess with you when you've got all this stuff in place.
Okay, great.
And same thing. They give you the widgets for all of these, and you just drop the widget on your page, and away you go.
And how much does that cost to get that set up?
Normally he sells it. I think he normally sells it for $4.97 a year, but I got a special deal with him where I've got the affiliate link where anybody that buys it through my affiliate link can get a lifetime for $4.97. And for any of you guys that want to sign up, once you're a client of his, you're automatically an affiliate. I can get him to get you the link where you can offer that to your customers for $4.97 for lifetime.
Okay, and we get a percentage.
And that per domain or per company?
That's per company.
Okay.
And actually you can do multiple companies as long as you own them.
Okay.
Like for instance, I got Craig and Natasha got this deal through my link, and they were able to set up his for his Rockstar stuff, and they were also able to set up hers for her peak models because they're actually owned by the same company.
Right.
So you can set up multiple companies in here as long as the ownership is the same.
Got it.
So anyway, that's another great thing for you guys to offer to make more money.
Okay. Yeah, and if you can figure out a way or show us how, or show me how to get those videos, that I can just send a video to the customer to explain what that funnel is, that would
Yeah,
save.
I'll tell you how I did it. I have this tool called Snagit. I don't know if you can see that up here.
Snag it.
Up at the top, it's called Snagit, and it's a screen capture program. And I can have it screen capture an image or a video. So like, let's say I pull this video up here, and then I go to capture it. I change it to video, and now it allows me to say, okay, I just want to capture this part of the screen.
Wow.
And then I say record, and it gives me a countdown here, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm live.
This is
I
the
just hit that, and away we go.
made famous by Frank Kern's client acquisition system. It's a simple campaign, very similar to.
And then when I'm done, I just hit stop. It finalizes the video, and there it is.
And then I can
This
modify that and then send it to the client in as an attachment or something like that in Dropbox.
Yeah, yeah. Or you just load that video right up into Kartra and let Kartra host it for you.
Oh, on our domain.
Yeah, you can put it on your landing page.
Oh, okay.
And you know, a better thing would be to put it onto your thank you page.
Yes.
So you get somebody to opt in, like let's say, okay, yeah, I want this free consulting campaign. So they opt in for it, and then on the landing page, boom, here the video comes up. Okay, here's what you got. The only thing you need to do is just buy your Kartra account. Here's the link, and then this campaign is yours for free.
Okay, sweet.
So that's
So
how I would sequence it.
So like today's video was, this training was amazing. Is there a way that we could get a recording of this training that we're?
Yeah, all of the recordings, everything, all of these calls that I do with you guys are all recorded. And like right in the email that I send out, the call reminder, there's a link right in there to the archive where you can get all the recordings.
Okay, I'll check that out.
And put the date for today.
Yeah.
It's 2/13.
Yeah, so that takes it, like it'll be ready tomorrow, or how long does it take to?
Yeah, I
upload?
usually, sometimes I forget, like yesterday, I just loaded 2 of them up. I've forgotten the last 2 weeks. But usually, you know, if I don't have anything going on, I load it up right after it's rendered after the call.
Yeah, this was a great session.
Yeah. Are you going to show up for tomorrow's when we do the reseller call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got some stuff that's just flat going to blow your mind. For all the ones that, you know, that signed up and got into the reseller deal that want to actually resell our services, I'll show you guys, you know, all the stuff I've got lined up for you.
Yeah, I'll be there, Tom.
Yeah,
Thank
cool. So good stuff.
So,
if you want to preview it, in the members area now, there's a tab called reseller, and it's the content under there. If you're in the reseller program, that content will be available to you.
Yeah, because we got to figure out how to set up our reseller link for Kartra for clients that we send referrals to as well. Is that part of the training tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show you how to get all your affiliate links and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So, all right. Well, cool. Anything else before we wrap up? I didn't even realize we've already run an hour here. We were having fun.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you guys, next Thursday, Friday, I'm doing a live ACT training here at the house. It's another one of the overviews of ACT, going through the A, C, and T. And we're going to do it Thursday and Friday, so I'll probably wind up moving this call to Wednesday for next week. So just kind of a heads up, and I'll send an email reminder out about that. But
we're gonna be in town on the 18th and 19th of March, and I may need to leave a little early on the 19th because I have a rehearsal, wedding rehearsal for the next day. But Chris and I are flying in on the 17th.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, and I'll make sure you're on the schedule for March.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thanks, John.
All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to some of you tomorrow and some of you next Wednesday.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.